One.
Hi everyone, my name is Noah Keelan. The title of my today's speech is going to be The Land of the Free. Today we're going to be talking about probably a more controversial topic, but I think it's good to talk about these controversial topics. We're going to be talking about how the government has overstepped with COVID-19 and their enforcing of it. We're going to start off with a quote by Patrick Henry during the Revolutionary War. It's going to be, "Give me liberty or give me death." So a pretty gnarly quote. What he means by this is he'd rather die than be a slave to the government. So we're going to start off, and then I'm going to talk about how in the last year with COVID-19, the government just overstepped their boundaries, and they just keep taking more and more. We're going to start off with lockdowns, which is going to be the first main point. The second main point, it's going to be mask mandates, and then we're going to end off on vaccine mandates. And then at the end, I'm going to tell you new policy that should be put in place to stop anything like this from continuing to happen, and ever happening again in the future. So we're going to start off with lockdowns. Let's start off with the start of the problem. Back in March of last year, I'd say, we started with some lockdowns. Okay, they say this deadly virus, this new deadly virus is happening, and no one knows what to do because it's new. It's a new virus. Okay, and they say 2 weeks. 2 weeks lockdown to curb the spread. What did that two weeks turn into? It is May of 2021 now. That was 2020. It's May of 2021 now, and we have a vaccine. We've been wearing masks, and there's no end. There's no end in sight. They keep saying, they keep prolonging everything. There's nothing. There's no amount of give. It seems like they took more and more, and it's just they keep aiming on that path to take more. So now we're gonna start off with what happened after lockdowns. What happened after lockdowns was the mask mandates, and I'd say this is one of the where some of the fear, I would say, started getting inflicted in people. Everyone was fearful. They're like, "Oh, you gotta wear a mask to help people." And maybe the masks do help, but I think we should be able to decide for ourselves if we want to wear a mask. But we'll get to that later. The mask mandates happen, and everyone starts wearing masks. Works have to wear masks. People walking in the stores, they have to wear masks. Police start enforcing this. It becomes this weird thing, and you thought it'd go away because they kept saying it was going to go away. They said mask mandates were going to go away, and it's 2021 here, and in California, mask mandates are still here. We are still mandated to wear masks here in California, and I don't think the government should have that power. Moving on to the last final section of this overstepping the boundaries of the government, I'd say vaccine mandates. They're trying to make it so kids in schools have to get vaccines. To go travel on airplanes, you have to get your vaccine. To do normal day activities, they want you to get your vaccine, but they want you to get your vaccine, and they also want you to wear a mask. What? It doesn't make any sense. This is just the government overstepping their place and their boundaries, and they should stay in their lane. So we're going to move on to the policy I think should be put in place to stop stuff like this from ever happening ever again. So the government overstepped, as we can all see from the three things I present. I think we should have laws set in place that stop the government from infringing on the rights of Americans to make choices for themselves. We, the people, can decide what we want to do with our own lives. If we want to wear a mask, we can wear a mask. If we don't want to wear a mask, we shouldn't wear a mask. We should be able to decide risk for ourselves, and if we don't want to go outside, just not go outside. And the laws I think should be put in place would be no lockdowns. I think the government shouldn't have the power to put us in lockdown. I think that that was the root of the whole problem. I think if the government couldn't have put us in a 2-week lockdown, we wouldn't be in the predicament we are in right now. I don't know where they got that authority. I never voted that in because I'm only 19, but I don't think they should have the authority to lock the whole world down and say no to everything. Another thing with mask mandates, who are they to tell us we have to wear masks to go into our favorite stores? I think the store themselves should be able to decide what they want for their customers. They want their customers to wear masks. Make their customers wear masks. That's their store. They get to decide their store, what they want to do with their store. So I think these laws should be in place to stop the government from overstepping their boundaries and infringing on the rights of the people. In conclusion, the government should stay in their place. We gave them these inches, and they're taking miles. There's going to be no end in sight unless we set up laws in place in order to stop the government from doing these types of things. Thank you for listening to my speech.